And we're live. Welcome everyone to the Crypto Herd, our very first live AMA with our special guest, Ryan Smith from Meme Lordz. Welcome, Ryan, to the Crypto Herd. Very happy to have you here with us. How are you feeling, my friend?
I'm doing really well, thanks, Bruno. I'm happy to be here, and I'm really stoked you've had me on today. So thanks, brother.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here with us today. I mean, I've already played Meme Lords and I had some fun. So it's quite nice to have the CEO here with us today. So Ryan, do you want to introduce yourself, talk a bit about your backgrounds? How did the idea of Meme Lords came up?
Yeah, of course, man. So yeah, my name's Ryan Smith. I'm the CEO, the founder, and the lead game designer here at Meme Lords. My background has been typically in more creative kind of arts endeavors. I've been kind of a touring electronic musician for many years and spent most of my life just kind of, on Ableton making music. Of course, playing a lot of games, getting a lot of inspiration there as well. But, I've been in the crypto world for many, many years. And when the whole blockchain gaming thing started kind of kicking off, it really kind of piqued my interest. And after having a quick look at what was out there, I quickly saw that there was a massive lack of like real playability and depth. So the idea from Meme Lords really came out of, my kind of surveying of the landscape and realizing that, a lot of the games out there they were putting money first, they were putting tokens first, and they weren't necessarily having this deep gameplay. If you combine that with, my love for memes and love for early Pokemon games, it all kind of came together. And I was originally looking to do a kind of just like a classic, maybe more like art run, crypto punks kind of thing of all these meme lords. And then I thought to myself, no, this is, let's take this to the next level. Let's give it some real utility. Let's put these guys in a game and really make something special. So yeah, that's where it all came from. That's a little bit about me.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting project. I think I see Meme Lords as like a cocktail where you mix like Pokemon, old school vibe, retro style with memes and then with like some strategic combat, because combat is quite strategic. We have lots of classes, roles, right?
Absolutely, yeah. The combat's very strategic. In fact, I've realized that some of the early parts need a little bit maybe more explaining. It's quite advanced compared to Pokemon because we have like a attack system where you can use two meme lords at the same time. There's healing, there's a lot of buffing and different spells. And so it's for all those people out there that love a deep RPG experience. It's the kind of game that you can sink so many hundreds of hours in because of the way we've set this up.
Yeah, it's we have to consider like the synergy between your lords, and quite interesting. Actually, I like it. So can you tell us a bit about upcoming features of Meme Lords?
Yeah, so Meme Lords right now is in a beta phase. So we have like a live beta online right now, which is a single player version. It has the storyline goes for around 80 hours if you're a kind of quick player, many more hours after that with side quests and generally grinding. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And we're on the cusp of releasing a final expansion pack, which is a big kind of story expansion, new Meme Lord, the level cap increases, access to new items. We bring a new class into the game as well. And so that's coming up in about 2 or 3 weeks from now. It's also going to have some kind of partial multiplayer features in terms of being able to finally play with the NFTs you buy off the market. Right now, you can mint in the game, but if you buy a Lord, they're not being scanned in the game. So it's a really big step forward in being able to play with the Meme Lords that you purchase on the open market. And then a month after that, the creme de la creme of the whole Meme Lords project is going to be our full multiplayer expansion, which will have players. The world we currently have now becomes an open world, massive multiplayer environment where everyone will be running around together, chat bubbles above their heads, and a full kind of multiplayer league system for battles and ranking. So that's what's on the horizon for Meme Lords. It's been a year since we started, and we're really excited to get these final features out the door.
Yeah, so I guess that the next feature is going to be like an expansion pack with more content, and then
exactly.
Like
and
PvP?
Then multiplayer. Full PvP. Yep.
And how's that going to work? Is it going to be like seasons, leaderboards, tournaments?
Yeah, so we're definitely going to have ongoing tournaments. The seasons thing, we haven't really fleshed out whether we want to go down that route or have an ongoing leaderboard. But there's going to be a lot of fun with the multiplayer. And the big thing about the multiplayer system is that if you want to play in the multiplayer, you have to have the Meme Lords NFTs. So when you play the game and you're journeying around the world, you find the wild meme lords, you can catch them with your meme shards, and then you can kind of cleanse them, you can get them into your party to play. And for people who don't want to spend any money, they need to go no further. They can play the game for free. They don't need to do any minting. They can just catch the meme lords and play with them. But for those who want to play in the multiplayer, it will require the minting, which kind of feeds into our whole tokenomics and the deeper system about that. But yeah, so the multiplayer is going to be absolutely incredible to see the combinations of meme lords people are using. I want to see Jesus versus the Pope. I want to see Kim Jong-un versus Osama bin Laden. It's just going to be hilarious.
Okay, but how's it going to work exactly? It's like you go to like some building and you get inside the matchmaking with other players.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so players that are the same rank as you.
Yeah, exactly. You're right on the money there. So there will be a little multiplayer kind of room, and in there there'll be NPCs that are like, you might want to call them the battle masters, and you'll talk to the battle master. It'll bring up a kind of queuing window, and we're going to have different leagues. So there'll be a simple arcade league where there's no ranking, and new players who don't necessarily have NFTs can have a chance to. We'll give them a kind of a weekly rotating selection of kind of lower rarity lords to get a feeling. So and then we'll have a officially ranked league, which requires all the NFTs, maximum level 50 lords, and all of that will be done through the queuing system. But very shortly after the multiplayer is live, because another big aspect of this is just being able to run around the world together, then we will bring in the kind of what we call the open world PvP, where you can initiate battles with other players just by running around the world and having special items to start these battles. So there's going to be many ways that the multiplayer is feeding in there.
Okay, that's interesting. And what about the rewards? Are you going to get like the moon shards, right? It's the in-game currency.
Yeah, so the in-game currency is called shard dust. We also have
sorry.
That you're talking about. I think you're thinking about the meme shards, which are kind of like the Pokeballs you use to catch meme lord. So we have this in-game currency, shard dust. The official ranked league is going to earn shard dust, earn experience, and we're also going to be doing regular prize pools basically, because minting is paid with lords, exactly. So basically, when you mint, you have to pay lords, and a decent portion of this lords is getting put into a pool, and this pool is going to be there not only for people to do play to earn, so just converting their shard dust, a daily amount of that to earn a little bit of BNB and lords, and as well there's going to be prize pools for top of the leaderboard, all sorts of tournaments. We really want to have as many aspects for players to earn money as possible. And for that reason, we're not taking profit from any of the minting fees. Like the Meme Lords team, it's a free game. We don't take any money from those fees. We're feeding it all back into the system so that we can give it back to players.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm actually glad you touched the tokenomics topic. So I saw in the roadmap there's like an upcoming feature where you're going to be able to trade an in-game currency by BNB, I think.
Right? Yes, exactly. So this is what we're calling our kind of play-to-earn system, the play-to-earn pool. And this is going to be filled with BNB. We're going to be starting with around $30,000 of BNB in this pool. And we have small BNB costs in the minting as well, which feed into the pool to keep it replenished. And on a daily basis, users will be allowed to convert a variable amount of shard dust into a capped amount of BNB every day. So it's only going to be a couple of dollars of BNB, but for the right person in the right part of the world, that's a lot of money. And if you were even earning, let's say $30, $40 a week by doing that, it can be seriously life-changing. So that's the kind of angle with that. Now, obviously, as you progress the game, the amount of shard dust you earn, it keeps going up. So this is why we have a variable conversion. So for a player who's at the start of the game, he or she only gets 200-300 shard dust from a few battles. They've been playing for an hour. They might have 1,000 shard dust. They'll probably have to pay 500 shard dust, and they'll get a couple of dollars worth of BNB. For those players at the very end of the game, they may have to pay a few thousand shard dust to get the BNB. But either way, it's a capped rate, and it's not like a one-to-one conversion. So we don't have a major economic tie-in with this. Is just a imaginary digital currency like in the game that we're kind of using to just make sure players have played for a few hours a day, and that's enough for them to earn a bit of money, and we're happy with that.
Okay, that's good. But let's imagine a scenario where you start, since this is like a free-to-play game, right? You start to have like huge mass of players coming in because of the play-to-earn system, which happens regularly in NFT gaming.
Yeah.
So how are you going to sustain that? Like, where does
Yeah.
that
So
BNB comes from exactly? The fees?
yeah, totally. That's a really, really good question. And it is almost like the holy grail of, these kind of GameFi projects, or even with DeFi and anything that's trying to create, incentive and almost a bit of perpetual motion with this kind of money machine of the system they've created. And we've opted for a different kind of method. A lot of the games out there, they use a secondary token, like an AXI, like an SLP or something, that's getting generated every day. It has like an infinite supply, and because of that, there's this constant problem of inflation and keeping more users coming in to sustain it. We've gone for a different model. We only have Lordz token. It's a set amount. We're not going to be generating tokens out of nothing to pay people. We're going to try and create the circular economy with minting fees. So the game's free to play. But then if you want to play multiplayer, or you want to start potentially, finding rare meme lords and then minting them and selling them, because this is what I think will be the most lucrative money earner, is when you find those rare 4 or 5 star meme lords that are, incredibly rare in the game, which may go for, large amounts on the market. It's going to push people into minting. And the minting fees go into this pool. So the plan is that when the user numbers start picking up, this pool is going to sustain itself. Like I said, I'm going to start the pool off and inject this initial capital into the pool to get earning. And we're hoping that with enough traction and enough user numbers and enough hype and community, we can snowball that and create a kind of, it's never going to be perpetual because money doesn't come out of nowhere. But as long as we have enough users coming in, we feel we can sustain this well enough to keep people earning, small amounts of money into the, long-term future.
Okay, so you'll need basically transaction volume in order to feed this pool, right?
Yeah. So it's transaction volume. The other thing is that we don't only take fees from minting. We're going to have NFT item sales inside the game as well. And we also are going to have a dedicated Meme Lords marketplace in-game, and percentages of the NFTs bought and sold on that will also come in and feed it. So, we still will, require this level of volume. But as, because the game has almost infinite expandability as new meme lords appear, as new kind of people get thrown into the limelight of the world and popular culture, we turn them into a meme lord, we get them in the game. That's a new NFT to mint. We can kind of we want to franchise this and move into kind of, versions of the game. So we've got, the first meme lords, then we're going to go Meme Lords Ruby, Meme Lords Sapphire, just like your Pokemons. And really excitingly, we've actually today just got the first run of Meme Lords cards. So we're going into the physical trading card realm, just like Pokemon. And we're confident throughout all of these endeavors, we should be able to funnel enough money and create a lucrative pool for people. Because the biggest thing about this game for me has always been a very big community focus. We don't like the kind of corporate mentality of, CEOs and upper boards taking huge profits and, having the little guy at the bottom getting nothing. We really are all about redistributing and, having an amazing game before anything, so that no matter whether you want to put money, no matter whether you want to invest, you've got a free 80-hour game experience that no one's asking for anything from. So that's the core thing. And no matter what happens with the token, I'm so excited about that because, it's a really special thing.
I respect that. I actually really like that.
Thanks,
You
man.
already made a lord out of yourself? Do we already have the Ryan Smith meme lords?
Man, look, when I look at myself and I compare myself to the list of meme lords, I'm nothing compared to these guys. We've got mythical characters, we've got religious characters, we've got, tyrants, we've got famous actors, and I'm just a lowly game developer.
Oh, come on! You could make one out of yourself, like
I think
Ryan
Smith. The community would actually love that. Yeah, we'd put Douglas in the game because my community know me as Douglas.
Douglas, okay. Yeah, you should definitely include that.
Absolutely, a little Easter egg down the line.
Yeah. So Ryan, now a more generic question about NFT gaming. How do you see NFT gaming in a bear market? Because NFT gaming never experienced a bear market, and we might be in a bear market right now. So how do you see NFT gaming in a bear market?
So yeah, I see NFT gaming as well, at least commenting on the current state of it, it's a very risky place for investors to be right now, purely because of the level of hype and the level of just low quality projects that were jumping on the bandwagon, pumping out crappy copy paste games with no utility, often with kind of scammy, tokenomics and all this kind of stuff, just jumping on the hype. And these lose their value so quickly in bear markets because people are kind of looking at their wallets, that's not seeing much, and they're thinking, why did I buy this NFT item from a game that doesn't even exist yet? or for a game that doesn't even have blockchain functionality built in, or for a game that, you know, is still a preview video. There's so much of this out there. So I think the NFT, it's risky for the most part, but I feel like there's a handful of gems of projects that, you know, take on the same ethos that we've been trying to do, which is that they're building out amazing games and they're putting the game above everything else. And I think these are reasonably safe spaces. Now, like no token or no cryptocurrency project is safe from the wider macro market effects, and everyone's going to dump. But, you know, there are many NFT gaming projects that may look at going zero. They may not survive the bear market because people just move on and realize there's no utility. And so, you know, and that's why I feel quite safe, because we have like a small niche and diehard community of hardcore players who, you know, they love the game. They don't care about the token movements. They're there. They're not going to sell. They're not going to move on. They're confident because they've played the game for 40 hours and they love it. So yeah, I think mostly it's a risky place right now, but if you can find those gems, like one of the biggest ones for me, and obviously this is kind of like basically one of the biggest blockchain games out there, but like you look at a game like Illuvium, you know what I mean? This is a AAA rated blockchain game.
I played it already. It's really good, actually. Really good.
Yeah, it looks incredible. The graphics, the vibe, all of it. It's absolutely mental. And even though they don't have a public playable demo, obviously it's kind of private beta right now, you only need to look at one of the gameplay videos to be like, wow, these guys are, you know, next level, absolutely next generation stuff. And a project like that, totally safe. Park your money there. You know it's always going to go back up. They're going to be around. But for the rest of the space and a lot of the other projects, I can't say the same. So I'd definitely say be careful for people who are, you know, looking to get in or potentially in and thinking about getting out, because it may get a lot worse for some of these kind of, you know, utility-less and kind of like vaporware projects.
So do you think Meme Lords is one of these gems that is going to survive the bear markets?
Well, man, I think we're definitely going to survive the bear market. Where we come on the way out of it is the biggest question, you know, whether we, you know, we climb back to our old highs. I think the Lordz token, we peaked out at a 36 million market cap. Now we're sitting at a very humble 1 million market cap. We'll definitely survive. The game will be there. The game will be finished and it'll be there forever to people to play, whether or not we see Lordz, you know, going viral and up at the 100 million market cap. That's, you know, I don't have a crystal ball, but I can definitely tell you that the project will stay. We will keep developing. We've like planned very well for bear markets because I've been through multiple of these before. And yeah, we're going to be there, man. Nothing changes here in the Meme Lordz office. We wake up, we open up Unity, and we get cracking on the game design.
Bro, I love that confidence.
You got to have it, man. It's what helps you sleep at night. You know, when you're watching, you know, your project peel off 90% of value.
yeah. So I think Meme Lords is quite an interesting project as its unique signature. And I think right now, maybe what you guys need is to actually grow this community. So do you have like any strategy to grow your community right now and bring more players, more exposure?
Big time, man. Yeah. So we're working heavily at Twitch right now. Recently, we got listed on the Twitch game database, which is called IGDB. And until you're listed on this, you can't, like, when you stream on Twitch, you cannot select the game and have it hyperlinked and be an official, getting in the rankings for how many people are playing your game. And obviously in the gaming world these days, Twitch is it. Twitch is key. You're not on Twitch, you don't have people streaming your game, you're going to be dead in the water. So we're really shifting our focus to that now that we've secured the listing, which was quite difficult because they are very gated, especially with blockchain games, because they've seen how many, you know, Ponzi schemes and, you know, pump and dump celebrities jumping on different, you know, projects. So they were very kind of careful with us. We were seeing that we were a blockchain game, but I think we proved that we have, you know, we are a really legitimate game first and foremost. So yeah, now we're pushing. We're going to be running a massive Twitch campaign, incentivizing Twitch streamers. We want to saturate the whole platform of kind of smaller streamers first, mainly targeting the Pokemon world. And slowly build up as the multiplayer comes into a bigger campaign with much larger streamers that are pushing 50 to 100,000 followers. And yeah, we're also working out, we have a team who are going to be going around to some blockchain conventions, promoting our Meme Lords cards. We've got a lot of different stuff in store, but the Twitch right now is the big focus for us.
Yeah. Well, you should come to Lisbon, man. There's like lots of Web3 events going on, lots of people coming here.
Yeah, I would love to. I used to live in Europe not that long ago, and I'm hoping to come back at the end of the year. So, you know, I'll definitely be knocking on your door, brother.
Yeah. I mean, lots of things are going on because I think mainly we don't have taxes on crypto yet here. So lots of Web3 people are coming here, you know.
Yeah, I should have moved to Portugal before I started Meme Lords.
So Ryan, which other NFT games are you playing? You mentioned Illuvium. What else?
There's one game that I'm particularly interested in, which I got a chance to play on I think it was a closed alpha or something. It's called Dope Wars. And
Dope
this is,
Wars. Okay.
yeah, Dope Wars. So there used to be an old PC game called Dope Wars, which was like a text-based drug arbitrage game where you kind of bought and sold drugs and got rumors and went around to different places, bought and buy them at a higher market. It was a really nostalgic kind of like early 2000s PC game. And they're doing two things. One, they're modernizing it, the arbitrage side of it, but they're building a full 2D open world kind of like gangster themed world, and you buy these characters or you mint these characters called hustlers and equip all these items to them. And yeah, I got to have a little fiddle around in that, and I was incredibly impressed. So yeah, Dope Wars is a big shout out to those guys.
Okay, interesting. I never heard about that one. Got to check it for sure.
You should check it, man. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you'll be able to play it right now. I think I just managed to sneak in a window where I got into the kind of this closed alpha for a second, but I think they're pretty close to having something out. But definitely go and check the project out. It's awesome. They actually I think they're sitting at a 1 or 2, 3 million market cap. They have a token called Paper, and recently they were put on an official Coinbase shortlist to be potentially listing their Paper token. So very lucrative prospect for people looking for NFT gaming investment. I know that team personally, and they're all really hard workers, so I can definitely vouch for that. And I tell you what, if they get listed on Coinbase, then you'll be pretty happy.
Okay, quite interesting. Got to check it definitely. So let's see if we have any questions from our community. So Nico from Play to Earn is telling us to move to Bali. What do you think, Ryan? Should we move to Bali?
Yeah, I'd be really keen to move to Bali. I'd be very keen to Bali.
Yeah, I never visited Bali actually. Maybe
I never believe it or not, which is unusual because I'm an Australian. I've not been to Bali once.
Okay, that's a shame. Maybe we should also make a Lordz out of Nico. You know, Nico from Play to Earn.
Yeah, I don't know. Look,
I think it will deserve to be a meme in your Play to Earn game. What do you think, Ryan?
Look, I've had many people on many levels of the, let's say, social ladder or celebrity status come to me to be put in the game, and we've got a really high standard. You've got to be rocking the world. You've got to be a famous meme. You've got to be doing ripples through the history books. So yeah, definitely. It's not easy to become a meme lord.
Okay, I think Nico is up to the standards of becoming a meme lord, a legendary one. You know, like really.
Well, let's. I'll have to have an extensive interview, and I'll do a psychological profiling on Nico and see if he's got what it takes to get inside the meme world.
So we have here a question. What are your current plans for competitive player? I think we already talked about this, but do you want to add some comments?
Yeah. So yeah,
I demands wants to know this.
So he wants to know about the competitive gameplay. Yeah, it's going to be this whole multiplayer system, which would be really interesting. Seeing where, like, you know, because the game is so deep with the stat and affinity systems, it's going to bring a group of gamers that is referred to as the min maxers, and they're people who sit there crunching numbers and working out the exact best items to get the best combinations, the best moves, all this kind of stuff because it's so deep. So I feel like the system is challenging, and I feel like it's going to foster a very competitive, fun environment. This is why, you know, a lot of my community has been hanging out so long for this multiplayer, because it's kind of the final piece that glues it all together. So yeah, really excited about that.
That's cool. Is Putin already on Meme Lordz?
Yeah, of course he is.
Is okay.
Of course.
Nice.
Yeah, we had him in. Well, we had Putin in the game before the world hated Putin.
Okay, so I have no more questions. Also, no more questions from the community. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us, Ryan, about Meme Lordz?
Yeah, look, nothing in particular. What I'd just say is, like, if you're interested in having a really fun, no commitment, you know, nostalgic gaming experience, you know, jump on the website, load it up. All you need is a MetaMask account and, you know, to be connected to the Binance Smart Chain. You don't need any money. We never want anything from you. Just come and have a bit of fun, jump in the community, share the meme lords you're finding, share the funny jokes we've got, and generally just check it out. So yeah, thanks so much, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was a pleasure to have you here with us. Guys, make sure you subscribe. We're going to have like a video covering everything known so far about Meme Lords, maybe next week. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Make sure you hit that like button. Ryan, thanks a lot. It was a pleasure.
Bruno, thank you, man. I'm excited to come see you in Portugal later this year.
Come. Can't wait to have a drink with you and dance some psytrance.
We'll be there on the Boom Festival main stage together.
Let's go. So guys, thanks all for watching. Thanks a lot. And see you Cryptomanics in the metaverse.